So I was having a discussion with an artist the other day, and he had asked me, he said, how do you know who are the right people to work with when it comes to making music, when it comes to finding managers, and in regards to pretty much anybody that you're going to work with? So let's talk about that today. What's going on? It's Pimp Fried Rice, and welcome to the Music into Millions podcast. Thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, today's episode was inspired by a conversation that I was having with an artist. Which also makes me want to point out, if you have any topics that you'd love for me to cover, any questions, anything that you just want more information on, please feel free to either drop it in the comments, reach out to me on my social media, send me an email. I'd love to find out your questions because then I can help you out, give you some answers. Also, that gives me some more stuff to talk about on the podcast, which I'm always looking for ways to help you guys to make your music career as easy as smooth as possible. So basically, he was saying he saw somewhere that not everybody is going to be the right fit or right person to work with, and I fully agree with that. And so let's kind of talk about the criteria that make somebody the right person to work with. So the first thing that I would say when it comes to working with somebody is you want to work with people who inspire you. So you want to work with the people who inspire you because these people are going to always having you trying to better yourself. If you're always working around people who are either, below your level or at the same level, not saying that you're not going to be pushed or stretched and like experimenting and everything like that, but when you work with people who inspire you, I don't know about you, but personally, I always want to go like 1,000 times harder. So like if I'm, say you, even like on the regards of working out, we'll use that for an example. So if you're working out with somebody and you have a friend who can bench press, 200, and so you're right around that 200 maybe, you're at like 185, 190, but when you go and work out with him, you're like, no, I gotta make it to 200 because whether it be you don't want him to, show you off or anything like that, or you just want to reach that level, that's why you need to work with people who inspire you. If you're always working with people who are below you, you're never going to want to make it to that next level because you're always going to be complacent and comfortable with where you're at. So always work with people who inspire you. The number two type of people that I would say are great to work with are the people that are just fun to work with. They don't necessarily have to inspire you to be better, but they're the type of people that like when you're creating with them or working with them, it's just good energy, it's good vibes. You just can't, you don't even care what time of day it is. Time seems to fly. Those are also great people to work with because that's when everything's going to flow the most naturally. That's when you're going to come up with the most organic songs. So you're just going to be having a blast, having a good time, and then all of a sudden you're going to look back and be like, oh my god, we just made a hit song, or we just made a whole album, or whatever you guys were working on at the time. But yeah, people that are fun to work with, I will always recommend that you work with because even if it's somebody who, may not be quite at your level, if you enjoy working with them, you could also be in the position of somebody who inspires them, and then they're working with you because you inspire them. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't even know how to, they work with you because they are inspired by you, and you work with them because they're fun to work with. Because then you guys are working together for different reasons, but you're both getting a benefit from it. And then this kind of ties in with the first one that I was saying is, but work with people who push you to try things. And this may not necessarily be someone who inspires you to be like a better person, but someone who's always just trying to push you a little bit further or edge you on a little bit more, tell you you can go a little bit more extreme or a little bit crazier or a little bit more outside of the box, because these are the people that they're never going to be happy with just having the same thing over and over again and things being systematic and things being a routine. These are the type of people that, they want to be jumping off a cliff one day and then they want to be, skateboarding down a mountain another day. You want to have those type of people in your corner too, because these are going to be the people that always are pushing you into new areas of your creativity. Because if you hang around people that are small-minded and they're always doing the same thing over and over again, it's not only going to become very boring, but you're not going to grow your creative muscle. And the better you get at growing your creative muscle, the better your music is going to be. And now, in my opinion, there's not really too many reasons, at least personally, that I can think of why you shouldn't work with somebody. But one reason that you shouldn't is don't work with somebody just because of their name or some type of position or connection they have if you don't enjoy working with them. So like, don't say you wanted to make a song with Drake and then eventually you get in the studio and you're like, I don't even necessarily like Drake as a person, or maybe you guys' personalities just don't match up. The vibe's maybe not there, but you just want to do it because you know if you do a song with Drake, it's going to be on the top 100 charts or whatever it may be. Don't do collaborations for those reasons because you may end up with a good song, but if you're only doing it for the clout or doing it for a paycheck, those aren't the right reasons to create music. You need to do something out of the love for it. And obviously, don't get me wrong, sometimes we have to make choices either because a label wanted us to do it, which hashtag I don't need a label because we are independent artists, so we don't have that problem. But some people sometimes have that issue where it's like, oh, they have a label collaboration they want done because maybe it's a label mate, or maybe, like I said, it could be something for a press run. But don't go and try and work with people just because of their name or their clout or their money. Work with people who inspire you, work with people who push you and make you experiment, and just work with people who are fun to work with. And if you do that, you're going to end up building a team of people who you collaborate with that are the best people to make music with. Have a great rest of your day.